Is Navita. I am the Senior Program Manager of the CUNY x MTA Internship Program. You may have seen me. I am plastered everywhere during recruitment season, and you are the first campus to receive an information session for fall. And I think the two of you on this call are way ahead of the game, especially for the fall cohort, because jobs, or three of you, welcome, the jobs haven't been posted yet, and they are going to be posted next week. So this gives you time to get your resume up to date and to just polish up on your interview skills prior to sending out your applications and making your application look perfect. So I'll talk a little bit about what the internship program is and the logistics of it, and then how to apply. And then I will give you some resources and contact information and the website. And you are welcome to pop your questions in the chat, or since it's a small group today, you can also raise your hands or unmute and ask any questions you'd like while I'm going through the presentation. So before we talk about the MTA internship, it's also a CUNY internship. And this internship is housed at CUNY Central. And CUNY Central, you can think of it as like one of the 25 campuses, but it's more of, it has contact with all of the 25 campuses. And under it, there is a department called the CUNY Internship Programs, and it's abbreviated to CIP. It has existed for over 20 years. I think it's almost 30 years now. I think it's 27. And it was designed to provide CUNY students just like you with valuable paid experience in your diverse fields of study. And CUNY Central, CIP, partners with lots of different New York City government agencies. So it's the city agencies and the state agencies, the private sector, and used to partner with the 311 call center to offer you all exclusive opportunities where you gain hands-on work experience while you take your classes and you get paid. And that is the most important takeaway, is you get paid for every hour you work underneath any CIP projects. And currently, I believe we have 25 partnerships, and on the next slide, I'll show you just a brief snapshot of who we are partnered with. And on the flip side, because we provide this for our students, we also are providing this for our partners. And our partners are able to get high quality interns and high quality budding talent from all across our CUNY campuses. And they are able to get the students' foot in the door and develop you up as professionals and train you and help you gain the skills that you're going to need in your field of study. So this is just a brief snapshot of our partnerships, and the sizes indicate how large they are. So MTA services over 200 students in, you could say, a year. We call it a fiscal year. And I am, as always, very proud and pumped to announce the continuing partnership from fiscal 25 to fiscal 26, which starts our fall cohort. And on the upper right-hand corner is our interest form. It should be updated. So you're welcome to put your name down on it if you'd like. And if your name is on it, I will be sending you an email as soon as all the positions are available. And all the students on this list receive the email days, a week ahead of everyone else because they have to wait for the media push. So on the other side of this partnership, we have the MTA, who is the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, and they are responsible for public transportation, not in the New York City area only, but it's the New York City metropolitan area, which includes Connecticut, upstate, as well as Long Island. And typically they carry over 11 million passengers and 850,000 vehicles on an average weekday. So if you think about it, that's a whole lot of people. That's double the population of New York City itself. And the CUNY MTA partnership is a collaboration between CUNY and MTA, two huge bureaucratic institutions, to provide exclusive industry opportunities to just CUNY students. Sometimes I have students from NYU or Columbia reaching out for this internship opportunity, but it is called CUNY X MTA. So these opportunities are just for you all. And this partnership provides CUNY students with the opportunity to explore career pathways within MTA. This means if you are, say, studying cybersecurity, but you might be interested in human resources and you have experience or interest in human resources, you're welcome to apply to HR positions as well as take the internship and see if you like it and check out how to marry your studies and your skills together. So let's talk a little bit about eligibility. We have a GPA requirement of 2.8 or above for both undergraduate and graduate students. We require our students to be enrolled at the time of application, which means right now, if you are currently taking classes, you are eligible to apply. If you graduate in May, is May graduation or is June? Either way, if you're going to graduate this semester, you are still eligible to apply and for working in this internship. But if you graduated in January or December, you are not eligible. There are other programs that fit your needs. At the point of accepting the internship, all of the students are required to submit an updated copy of their unofficial transcript. And international students are welcome to apply as well. It's okay if you don't have a social security number. It's okay if you don't have a CPT or a OPT. I help you gain all of those because I like this internship to be equitable. So a little overview of what this internship will look like for the fall. My fall students get to work between 19 and 34 hours per week. It really depends on your studies, so I'll let you know once I see your transcript if you're eligible for 19 or 34. My students get compensated at $22 per hour for next year for undergraduates, and for graduates, I disclose that when I confirm that you are a graduate student on a graduate line. This internship is set to run from September 2025, so it's going to be this September through June 2026, which is next June. It's a very long internship, but the commitment is worth it because we have a very high conversion rate from intern to employee. And all of the interns work to support MTA agencies across the entire city. I have students placed, obviously in Manhattan, Brooklyn, Queens. Also, sometimes students go work up in the Croton. We have students working in Long Island. Sometimes we have students working in Connecticut. So I highly recommend you check out which location you're applying to because we cannot be flexible about the location. You have all the information when you're applying. So I said you will be working under agencies all across MTA. So what does that even mean? There are 6 different agencies underneath MTA. So you can think about it like CUNY. CUNY is a big collection of lots of different campuses. We have 25 campuses. Just like that, MTA is a collection of different agencies, and these are the 6 agencies. We have Bridges and Tunnels, known as B&T. We have Construction and Development, known as C&D. We have Long Island Railroad, known as LIRR. We have Metro North Railroad, known as MNR. We have MTA Bus Company, sometimes known as buses. We have New York City Transit, known as NYCT. And finally, we have MTA headquarters, where majority of our students end up interning. And we call that HQ. The reason I put this on here is when you look at the job postings, you'll see that I post departments, I post agencies, and when you are searching up if a position is a good fit for you or if you might be interested, this will come in handy. There is a page on the MTA website that explains each agency and what they do, what their ethos is, and you can see if you're a good fit or if you're interested. So now that you know what the internship is about, let's talk a little bit about what the hiring process or application process looks like. Step one would be to create a handshake account. We are moving from simplicity to handshake for this fall cohort, and all of my promotional materials will have directions on it, as well as my website once the positions are posted. And once you create your handshake account, you are going to populate your profile with your resume, your class schedule, your transcript, whatever you think is appropriate and whatever you want to provide. And once that is completed, you are welcome to review all open positions, and you are welcome to apply to as many as you think you are a good fit for. Now, I recommend against blanket applying because MTA can tell when a student has blanket applied. We have a lot of applicants. We have 30,000 applicants per cohort, and our posts get somewhere between 300 and 800 applications. So if we flip through, we can quickly pinpoint who has applied to multiple positions. So we recommend applying with tailored resumes and applying to positions you're genuinely interested in. Once the application period closes, I take all the resumes we receive and I give it to the managers who are on site, also known as hiring managers. And they have a whole month to review applications and select candidates to interview. And within that month, the hiring managers are going to reach out directly to selected candidates and they are going to conduct interviews. Typically, these interviews are virtual. Recently, they've started shifting to in-person, but I couldn't really tell you what the interviews look like because we have over 100 positions, which means over 100 managers with over 100 different needs. And the interviews look just as different as all the positions are. Once the interview period is over, I will receive a list of top candidates. And once I receive that list, I send out offer letters and next steps. Included in the next steps is a new hire orientation with RF CUNY, a new hire paperwork filling out with MTA. We have a CUNY x MTA virtual orientation, and finally we have a CUNY x MTA in-person orientation. And during all of those, we will be confirming your official start date, your manager, your location, just in case you forgot, it shouldn't change from your offer letter, and your internship will begin. And there is a lot of support throughout the entire process, and you shouldn't stress out or worry because once you get the offer letter, you are in really good hands. I handle all of it. My counterpart at MTA also handles it, and we make sure you have all the information in a timely manner. Just a couple of quick interview tips for you. As I said, research your agency and department before your interview. These agencies and hiring managers are specific, and you should look them up on LinkedIn if you can. When you are doing a virtual interview, I recommend that you are in a quiet space with a blurred or professional background. This way, the managers can focus on you and what you bring to the table instead of what's going on around you. We recommend against asking about pay, benefits, vacation times, etc., because the hiring managers have no idea. I am the person who will tell you about all of this information during your orientation. And once your interview has concluded, you should write a thank you letter immediately after your interview. This will help you stand out as a candidate in the pile of candidates that they are interviewing. And here are some quick links and an email address that you can refer to. And if you were one of those people who has graduated, you should check out the FIRST website. There is opportunities for students who have already graduated. So if you have any questions, feel free to unmute and ask or pop it in the chat. I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Um, Hello. First, thank you so much. I have a question. Currently, I'm doing public health, and my focus is epidemiology and biostatistic. But actually, I'm working in pharma. So I was wondering, based on my background and my current degree, do you think I will have like something that's gonna fit me with like this MTA internship?
Yeah. What they say at the MTA is, I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, you're really health backgrounded, right, Thierno?
Mm,
And
mm.
this is the MTA. They only deal with trains and buses. You would think wrong. And what the MTA themselves say is there are 72,000 plus people working at the MTA literally today. And they have jobs in every single sector except for two, and that is culinary and pediatrics. And it sounds like you are not studying culinary or pediatrics. Therefore, there is a place for you at the MTA. And as you were explaining your degree and your background, I remember seeing a position listed on the website that sounds like a good fit, so you might want to check it out.
Definitely. Thank you.
No problem.
Hi, thank you for this presentation. I just have a question in terms of the flexibility and the internship hours. I saw that you had 19 to 34 hours, and I'm just wondering if there's any room for individuals who are in the graduate program to tailor their hours to their current position. So, for example, I'm a full-time employee currently. Can I have a flexible schedule or arrangement?
The way the internship works is one, I manage all of it. So basically, what I say goes. And what I say is, you are students first, intern second. And this entire internship is supposed to be designed so you can balance school, life, and the internship. Therefore, when I train our managers, which is also something I do, they are trained to know that you're supposed to negotiate a schedule that works best for the intern and the team that they're placed in. And I know that it said 19 hours or 34. And those are two different classifications. You can work up to 19 or up to 34. You don't have to work 19 a week or 34 a week. That sounds really intense, especially if you're already working like most CUNY kids are and
Mhm.
going to school full time like most CUNY kids. And we know that, we're mindful of it. And if you require additional assistance, I help lots of students figure out how to navigate this conversation every cohort.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else have any questions, comments, concerns, something that stood out to you? Have you heard of this program before?
Hi, Navita. Thank you for being here. My name is Tina, and I'm one of the staff here at the Office of Career Services. So excited that you're here and really excited to promote this opportunity to our students. So I'm curious, like, will they need to apply on Handshake and also the CUNY OSIP portal? Or so the postings will be in one place? Like where would we be directing them to?
So when all my jobs are posted, you are not you, Tina, but Maya, you're on my list of people to send information to. So Tina, I'll add you too. Maya, if you could share that information, that would be amazing. And when I do that, every single thing is outlined on it, step by step, how you apply, which link to apply to, everything is hyperlinked. It's very neat and very straightforward. And all the information will also be found on www.cuny.edu/MTA. Right now, the website is not updated because I have nothing to update it with. But when I do have my information, I will be updating it. And everything that you find in the promotional email will be found on the website.
Got it. So it sounds like it'll be on your website as well as like where it's going to be posted to our students for Handshake and whatever else. That
Yes.
understood. Thank you.
Should all only be in Handshake, this cohort.
Understood. How many students from SPH have been a part of this internship program in the past?
You know, the reason I'm doing this is because not enough. Yeah, come on, guys. I think you can do better.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think what ends up happening with SPH is that the students are probably overwhelmed with work and life, and this is just an internship, and we get lost. And also, it's the MTA, so I don't think the students understand that there are physician's assistants literally working at MTA doing physician assistant stuff, or a whole department called the OHS, which is Occupational Health and Safety, which takes people from backgrounds like the students that are developing at your campus. So I think
Yeah, that's helpful to hear too, like in terms of the majors and of like with the epi-bio students, the health policy and management students, or the environmental occupational health and safety students, like where they would all fit into the MTA. Like it's maybe not as a first thing like that's on their mind. So yeah. What sort of keywords do you recommend like our students search like through the job descriptions and that sort of a thing?
I am going to tell you a secret. There is no ATS, no applicant tracking system. We literally use humans. So I recommend making your resume very on brand. Not really, I don't mean brand. What do I mean? Like, not in theme, but within the department that you're applying to. So if you're doing a media based application, make sure your resume is reflective of the fact that you have media background. If you are doing a science resume, like for environmental health and hazards, make sure your resume is reflective of that because those two are very different resumes. And if we flip through that 800-page resume book, we can easily pinpoint who has a science background, who has a media background.
And so students often apply to multiple positions.
Sometimes I have students applying to all the positions, which is crazy. But if you think you're a good fit for 109 positions, who am I to tell you that you're not?
Well, but the important thing is to tailor and customize that to whatever the job description is. And those are things that we work on in our career coaching appointments. So anybody that comes visit me, we'll make sure that that happens. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Tina.
Okay, I wanted to ask a question regarding that, because it's my second semester doing public health, actually, but I've been working more with like pharma company as scientist or analyst. So like for the internship, because I never worked as a public health before, so so that way I don't know how much tailor my resume regarding any specific opening.
Well, one, you have what sounds like job experience, like real world job experience.
Right.
Two, it sounds like you have analyst experience, and MTA has a lot of analyst positions, period. And three, you should go visit Tina at the Career Coaching Center because it sounds
Definitely.
like they'll be able to help frame what experiences you have and what positions you're interested in because I bet you have a lot of transferable skills that you're unable to easily come up with right now without talking to the career professional because at the end of the day you all have a lot of transferable skills that you don't think of that you can pitch both on your resume and in an interview, especially if you are working and going to school. Like, first of all, that is such great time management and organizational skills that all of CUNY students always forget. So I think all of you come in with that one really strong baseline who never mention it on anything.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And also, it's an internship. You're supposed to be there to learn. If you are 100% qualified, you probably shouldn't apply because you should apply for something where you'll learn in the position.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that, Navita, that transferable skills are a really, really important thing to keep in mind. Like you said, I think a lot of our students and many students here, attending this info session have those skills. So it really is knowing how to apply those skills to the position, whether it's an internship or, you know, any other position that you're applying for, right? It's transferring those skills. So again, Tina is available for career coaching. We also have resources available on the Career Services website that you can check out, event recordings that you can check out as well to help you frame your application for the program. Okay. Are there any other questions that we can answer for you here now? This is recorded, so you all will be able to go back to this recording whenever you feel fit as you format your applications. And we'll also send some resources in the post-event email that you can use as well. Navita, anything else you would like to add?
Well, I hope to see all of your applications. Let's get the public health applications up, you guys.
Yes, and we will make sure our office will promote the internship as well. I think this is the first time we've had an info session from the MTA, so I'm sure it won't be the last. We, you know, plan to keep this going, so we'll definitely promote it out to students so they are aware that there are positions applicable to their degree programs. Okay, well, with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you all so much for joining us here today. I put an event survey in the chat if you don't mind filling that out. And we'll be sending out the post-event email. And once applications are open, we'll also make sure to send that out to everyone as well. Right, so thank you for joining us. Yes, have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.